Hello everybody, my name is Renee and I'm the children's librarian at the Mount Airy Public Library, but today I'm going to be talking to you about a book I just finished. It's an adult read. It is The Favorite Daughter by Patty Callahan Henry. Let me read you the first little paragraph. Now Mrs. Henry, she was born in Pennsylvania, but she writes a good little southern novel. Alright, this is from the prologue. It sets the tone and story of the book. The wedding for Colleen Donahue, Lena to her family and friends, and Walter Littleton was ready to begin one spring afternoon. The low country of South Carolina preened, the temperature in the 70s without a hint of the summer humidity that would arrive soon. The river shimmering with glints of sunlight captured in its crest. The blooms of the azaleas and gardenias competing for attention. The air was as soft as cashmere. That sounds like a good start, and things are looking well for this wedding. Until Lena goes in search of her sister, Hallie. She and Hallie have shared so much over the years. They loved going outside. When they were young, they would go up to their tree house and stare at the stars at night. They had even done that the night before the wedding. And so she doesn't want Hallie to miss 1 second of the wedding. Right now her bridesmaids have opened up a bottle of champagne, and so Lena takes that with her in her search for Hallie because she wants her to join in the fun. So she ambles through the hallways of the old church until at last she gets to a pair of wooden doors. She opens the wooden doors, and there she sees a young couple in a passionate embrace, kissing just passionately. Is a blonde in a pink dress and a dashing young man. Lena is sickened when she sees the floral wreath fall from the head of the blonde. This was the wreath that she had made her sister the night before. So the young blonde was her sister Hallie, and the dashing young man was the groom-to-be, Walter. So you can imagine the outrage she felt. She dropped the bottle of champagne and it shattered everywhere. Then she turned and ran out of the church. This is a story of betrayal, heartbreak, and intrigue. Flash forward 10 years. Colleen, the name she uses now, she doesn't want to go by Lena anymore. She's living in New York City. She's become a writer for a travel magazine. And she rarely goes back to South Carolina. Things were just too emotional to deal with, and she's trying to move on with her life and forget all the painful memories of the past. She hasn't seen or spoken to her sister in 10 years. Now she'll talk to her father, her mother, and her brother, all of whom have tried to get her to reconcile with her sister, but some things you just can't reconcile. The betrayal was just too much. Hallie, the sister, ended up marrying Walter and having a set of twin girls. So when Lena does visit her home, she makes it where she doesn't have to see her sister. They make a schedule of when they go to the parents' house. Her parents plead with her to forgive her sister, but she just can't bring herself to do it. Lena cannot understand how her parents were so easily forgiving. Lena is the oldest and has always felt that her mother loved Hallie more. All throughout her childhood, she has felt this way. The only family members she talks to are her dad and her brother now, as she lost her mother 2 years ago. Even when she went back for the funeral, she would have nothing to do with her sister. So Lena has just returned to New York City from a travel trip to Mexico when she receives a call from her brother Shane. He explains that she needs to come home Dad has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and the three children need to create a plan of action to assist their father and to meet his needs. Lena returns home for her dad's sake, but wants nothing to do with her sister, and try as she might. That just doesn't happen. Not only do they have to deal with the Alzheimer's, but Dad's 60th birthday is coming up soon. They plan on having a huge birthday party at their little Irish pub. They work on healing broken relationships whilst putting together a memory book or scrapbook of their dad's life. Hallie is a stickler for following the timeline of Dad's life, but there are some parts of his past unaccounted for. After college, Dad spent a few months in Ireland and then returned home, married their mother Elizabeth. They proceeded to have Colleen, and then they bought the pub a few months after her birth. But in their research, they discovered the pub was bought much later, and a couple of months of Colleen's timeline are incomplete, specifically the first 2 months of her life. They formulate a plan to ask their dad about this. Maybe Colleen will get the answers she has always been looking for. This is a good read for anyone that likes Southern novels. Thank you.